and welcome to Peeves and Cues, your only podcast discussing the Beyonce pregnancy. I'm your host, Mr. Red. With me is the clever girl.
Hi.
We also have our one-time guest.
We're not talking about Beyonce.
Not this week, maybe next time. And Connor died, so instead of him, we have replaced him with our super special guest.
Get in formation. Let's talk about Beyonce all the time.
Let's do it, yeah.
We can call her Carmen Sandiego.
Yes, I'm Carmen Sandiego.
Awesome, Carmen Sandiego. So we are here doing Peeves and Cues. This is episode
1
of season 3. We're back. We're stronger than ever, and everything.
Well, Connor's not, but yeah.
Some of us are back and stronger than ever. How has everyone been?
Good.
Great source of conversation.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
You just finished the show. On to the next.
Yep. From one show to the next, the life of an actor.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about it? I don't care.
Yeah.
This is what we do on this show is we ask each other questions and we talk about what's annoying us each and every week.
Unless Alex doesn't want to.
Unless Alex doesn't. It's whatever I want to do. Our first segment is How Are You Guys, which I kind of got started a little bit earlier. Now I'd like to open the floor to general discussion. So, do you want to tell us about your show?
Yeah. So I just got out of a show called Big Love, which is this literally spectacular in the sense that it's a lot of spectacle. Show. It's weird, but it's fun. It's got some good stuff in there. It really looks at gender differences, but also the similarity that we misperceive as differences.
Yeah.
You're like trying to sell it, and we can't see it now because it's over.
It's over, yeah.
Well, people can still read it for
That's
free,
true.
actually,
Yep.
because Charles
Yes,
Mee
it's online, isn't it?
is in the public domain. All his work is. You can read it anytime. You can do it anytime.
Royalty free?
He asks that you pay him if you use it, but he doesn't have a rule. Like, you don't have to. He
File
wants
that
to.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah. CharlesMee.com, right?
Yep. And you can read his About Me section, spelled with 2 E's, because his last name has 2 E's. I just love that fact.
Clever.
And now it's on to The Importance of Being Earnest, which was written by Oscar Wilde, a very interesting man.
Also with an extra E at the end.
Yes. And he's a limey.
That was funny. That was super
I was just
funny.
sighing for the other half of our audience. That's just like,
Okay. Cool.
okay.
But actually, our second rehearsal was watching a biography about him on YouTube, which was weird because it was made by the BBC in like the 80s, so it was a little weird.
It's rough.
But it was super good. And I recommend anyone to watch. He's a very interesting man.
Oscar Wilde?
Yes.
That totally reminds me of our vacation that we just took,
Yes, that was exciting.
which I feel. Talk about later. But we went to the Franklin Institute in Philadelphia.
We did.
And we were actually at the Jurassic World exhibit. That's the whole reason that we went way, way far out there.
In Philly.
Yeah. And we went to the IMAX theater to see, it's called Flying Monsters. And,
Right. Oh, yeah.
and this movie looked like it was made in, like, the 70s. It was just super
Yeah.
old, but it was for IMAX. It was just very confusing.
Who is the Attenborough brother who was not
It was
in Jurassic
not
Park?
Richard.
Not Richard, so it was David.
Yeah, it was David, which is just
Attenborough.
funny because, yeah, Richard, who was in Jurassic Park, and then his brother talking about flying monsters, all about pterodactyls and their evolution.
It's really cool, though.
Yeah,
Interesting.
but also just really weird that you would watch it now and it was, like, made so long ago.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
It was actually made long ago. It was made.
I'm going to
But
guess.
was it in a galaxy far, far away?
No.
It was...
I would say it was made in the early 90s.
But it was somehow vaguely tied into Jurassic Park, so.
Yeah, it was
You
just,
had
it
to
was
watch
just
it.
like...
I mean, it's about pterodactyls.
yeah, pterodactyls.
There's a P, and I'm not Latin, so pterodactyls.
Yes, it was a lot of fun. It was interesting. Then, it was unusual. It was a strange show.
Yeah, that's fair.
Anyone else? Doing anything interesting lately?
Getting ready for a beast of a musical. Beauty and the Beast. I really didn't even
I was
put that
literally just
together.
about to be like, that was a great pun. I'm really...
No, just like...
Boo.
You shouldn't have acknowledged
I know what I did. I was just surprised.
You surprised
I
yourself.
surprised myself. Well, I'm known to laugh at my own jokes.
Oh, yeah.
so.
Yeah.
But yes, choreographing this. I've choreographed a few musicals before, but this one is way different, and I just really want to put it all on the table. So
I'm
let's
really
see how it
excited
goes.
because I play Lumiere, and it's going to
Shut
be fun.
up.
We haven't done auditions yet, so...
He asked me the other day, he's like, it's like, how do you speak in a French accent? And I
Yeah.
say, oh, mon chéri. And then he makes fun of me, I'm not kidding, for like a whole
yeah.
week because of the way I say chéri. He thinks it sounds like Shelly. like, Like, not even close.
Welcome, Shelly.
Sherry.
Just listen to David Diggs in the first half of Hamilton and copy his accent. Or, nope, never mind. That was Russian. Not David Diggs. I was going to say Anton Yelchin in Star Trek, but that was Russian. It just sounded French to me.
Do all those things.
Yeah.
Pass on.
All right. Cool. So, this is going to be a short episode if we move on so soon. Anyone want a pad for more time?
No, let's
Cool.
move on.
All right. We are going to open up to our next segment. Peeves. What's annoying you guys? Who wants to go first? Who's got a peeve?
I do. Okay, so
Right off.
I always have
Yep.
so many.
Yeah.
But this one has been a thorn in my side, I would say, for the last 6 months.
Oof.
Yeah, that I've just been like, ooh, do I want to mention it as a peeve? Does it really bother me that much? And the more I think about it, the more it really does bother me.
Mm-hmm.
So, the expression when someone comes up to you and they say, oh, I'm going to let you do this piece of work.
Yeah.
Instead of asking, hey, will you do this for me?
Mm-hmm.
And they just, like at work, hey, will you take this next patient? No. I'm going to let you take this first patient. And that
that's
just...
rough.
People say that I'm going to let
Yeah, I'm gonna let you take, like, Jody, I'm gonna let you take this next patient.
Oh, yeah.
You need to start responding with a really, like, over-the-top, thank you.
Oh my
I'm
gosh,
so
that's
appreciative.
you know, I would, but it's weird enough that people really do think I'm funny.
Oh, yeah.
So they won't understand that I'm pissed. But
Right.
Well, and in my experience with that, it's never just the words, it's the tone. Like, I'm going to let you do this.
Yeah.
As in, like,
I'm gonna let you do like
screw you.
like they actually think that I want to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks.
That's just always one of those things. I'm like, you could just ask. I would always say yes, but the fact that you're just, I'm gonna let you do this.
It's like, yeah, I'm gonna let you not.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you kiss my ass. Like, whatever.
I think we.
That should be your response next time.
Yeah. Yeah.
At work.
At work.
At
Yeah.
work. We kind of mentioned a similar on a previous episode where I think Quaffman mentioned when people are like, "Hey, do you want to do this?" And he was like, "No, but I will."
No, that was you. That was totally you.
Oh well, there you go.
Yeah.
Cool.
Don't even remember your own peeves.
No, it's been so long. Cool.
So that's mine, and it really peeves me off sometimes.
Peeves me off. Yeah.
Excellent verbiage.
All right.
Thanks.
Do you have a peeve for the group?
I do. So, as has been mentioned on the podcast before, I ended a long relationship shortly before we started. And I've been trying to get back in the dating scene, and what really bothers me is I'm in college, and I'm 22, so I have no problem dating someone who's like 19, 20, that's whatever.
Sure.
But there's this disconnect. I don't know where it happens, but
It's when you turn 22. Let me tell you that.
Well, I don't mean like between you and the other people just as people, although I do agree that's a thing.
Yeah.
But like the idea of casual dating takes a while for people to catch on to. Like recently, I asked this girl out because we were. She was a part of she was a part of Big Love. She was one of the stagehands, and I just thought she was pretty and funny. So I was like, you know what, let's go out sometime. She's like, well, I'm kind of into someone else right now. I'm like, what? This isn't high school. Like, be into that person. That's fine.
Right.
But like, if you're not into me, go on a date with me. Shit,
Right.
it's just a date. It's not serious. I'm not saying let's get married. It's
Let's start.
let's go to dinner and get to know each other.
Yeah. It's kind
I
of like.
still don't think women think that way.
Yeah, I
Jeez.
mean, it just depends on the person. What's her...
Maybe she's really
philosophy.
into this person.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it is more than.
I mean,
just-
it is so maybe.
Well,
That's a whole
that's
other
enough said.
podcast.
Yeah.
I would say if someone in the theater department is
I mean, when
into someone else,
Anakin
it's-
Walker just walks by, you just can't say no.
It really is a whole other podcast.
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
I don't like this. Anakin Skywalker.
Because he looks exactly like him. He even
Does
says
it?
so himself.
Kind of does. Yeah.
yeah,
Kinda
he
does.
does.
I don't think he does.
Well, yeah, that can be rough to like just because I.
Yeah, you just gotta find the right person to.
But it's
Yeah,
It does,
it's
right.
well, and I think that like when you are in such a group that
Yeah.
you're just around all the time naturally.
So it's kind of like
Your pool is just really small.
well, that's the problem. Is I don't have the opportunity to branch out.
Right, because
I
you're
go
so
to
busy,
Work,
yeah.
and then I go
Yeah.
to school, and then I have rehearsal.
Yeah, that's
Also-
what a lot of people face.
I don't meet people. Shit.
I also think like in like that in a situation where it's like everyone is just around each other all the time, it kind of fills the place of what a lot of people think of like dating would be. It's like because you're getting to know people and you're spending time with them.
Ooh, good point.
I
Yeah,
agree
that's
with that.
fair.
Right. So like when you find someone that's like, oh, we're really connecting, maybe we should go out, and then somebody else, maybe she's already seen like that it wouldn't.
Right, and that's fair.
Might be something like that.
Right.
That's so true because we waited until like the very end to actually be like, okay, so we're going to continue what we started here.
Right.
Same with us as a friendship. We waited till the last minute. We're like, so are we still going to be friends? Okay.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Is this the last time we ever see each other?
Yeah. Or are we going to be friends?
Yeah. Friends. Cool. Good.
Okay.
You were like frantically, wait, don't leave.
I literally was like, wait, finally young people.
I know.
Don't leave.
That can be my biggest problem with the theater is like everyone there is just so old.
Just our community theater?
Yeah, our community theater. I don't know if that's like a common occurrence. But...
I'm sure it is because who has time to do theater?
Right.
Old people.
People who have established their careers and have no problem getting out at 5 o'clock exactly to get to rehearsal by 7.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's like.
Me either.
And yet you rehearsed 7 days a week all
Yes,
summer.
7 days a week for 7 weeks in a row.
Oh,
It was worth it.
Jesus.
So,
Christ.
the number 7 conveniently transitions into my peeve.
Oh.
Which is when people are rating something on a scale of 1 to 10. They're not actually rating it on a scale of 1 to 10. They're rating it on a scale of 7 to 10. Because if you spend enough time online, like reading articles and people reviewing things, you'll notice this trend of like, this game was, or video game is usually where it comes into play. This game is terrible, 7 out of 10. This game's garbage, 7 out of 10. Or if it's good, it gets up to like a 9 out of 10. Where like 7 tends to be like the average or low end of a gaming score, completely ignoring 1 through
2.
5. Or 6 even.
Which is just rude.
I feel like
numbers.
1 is like the game doesn't even work.
Yeah. But like 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's just like, yeah, it's rough. It's
Maybe
a weird
they
thing.
should just use a 5 scale.
That's what I think is the superior rating system.
But not stars. Numbers. Because 4.5 stars doesn't mean shit. You can't have half a star.
No, exactly. I think anytime that...
It's a decimal of a star. I mean, guys, I don't see the difference. Whatever.
Anytime somebody says, hey, let's write this on like a scale of 5 or whatever, and so, oh, it's like a 4.5. It's like, no, that's a 50-point scale now. You can't add halves. You have to round it to a 4 or a 5.
Yes.
So that's another peeve, is when people like break the rules of rating conventions. I do think 5 points is like a sufficient thing because you get a good middle, good or bad, and then kind of like in between.
I don't
One.
understand why people aren't using 1 through 6.
Right.
Serious. Yeah.
I don't
that
want.
makes sense.
I mean, I would, so I don't understand that.
No, it's right. Me too. Whenever I'm rating something, I try to be like, oh, this is like completely average. It's a 5. If it's like less than average, it'll be lower. Or if it's...
Sorry, go ahead.
You know, it'd be great for a 1 to 6 rating is 1 to 6 based on the original trilogy of Star Wars and the prequel trilogy.
Yeah.
3 being the worst, and then like 5 being the best.
No,
being
you
the
just
best.
lost me.
Hey,
You completely...
That'd be so interesting because you have no idea.
Well,
what
no,
anyone
because then
means.
everybody's scale is different.
That's...
Exactly.
So I'm like, oh, I give it a 3, and you're like,
it's-
oh, you
some
think
people
it that
would be
bad?
like, hey, I think
No, I
episode
loved
2
it.
was like a 3 on a scale of Star Wars because I didn't think it was that bad, and then it just gets really messy.
I was just gonna say, so people like rate people on a scale of 1 to 10. Have you ever met somebody who truly gave someone else something lower than a 5?
Yes.
I've like heard it too as like a really like offensive joke.
Yeah.
But like I've never truly met someone that's like
In
no.
appearance?
Yeah, like there's the
just
person,
appearance.
but I've never heard a person say about like truly about another person
Right.
like, oh, she it is a
I
2. Have you said it
About
or have
yourself.
you witnessed something?
I have said it. And I mean, I was in high school, so of course I was young and
Who
stupid.
are you talking about? Give us names. Call them out.
No names. But it was someone that I went to high school with, and we did theater together.
Of course.
And she was just like, I don't understand. Like, can you just, like, tell me how I look on, like, a scale of 1 to 10? I was like,
And
no.
you okay,
I was like,
Okay. Oh,
Scary.
no,
this
thanks.
is an emotional
That,
look.
well, based on that girl is low because she doesn't have.
Well, that's the thing. I was like,
Yeah, if she
no,
has to, like,
no,
ask
I don't
people.
want to. I don't want to do that. We're friends. I don't want to fuck that. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And so she's like, no, just tell me. Just tell me. It's okay. I promise. I was like, well,
she lied.
Well, no,
No.
I didn't lie.
Oh.
I don't lie. I don't like to lie. But I did preamble with, and this is of course subjective based on my preferences. It doesn't apply to everyone.
That doesn't matter.
So you did tell her.
Told her about a 4.
Oh.
And she was all...
What was it? Was it is yours specifically based on physicality?
The way she posed the question, it was.
Okay.
Now, as far as, like, dating and whatnot, I have different scales.
See, a personality, I truly feel, will make or break you. We know somebody who's very good looking, but their personality makes them a 1. You know? And vice versa. Someone might not be your 10 in the good looks department, but their personality pushes them.
Hey.
Yeah.
I completely understand that, because like, I'll be watching TV and there'll be somebody who comes on and it's just like, oh, this person is like whatever.
Like,
but then
what's her face from Breaking Bad? The one you hate so much?
Oh, Marie?
Marie.
Yeah, she's like a whatever-looking person.
Maureen.
Yeah, she's like... she's not, like, pretty, she's not ugly.
But
she's
such
just,
a
like,
bitch,
a person.
though.
But she's such a terrible, detestable human being that I'm just like, everything about this I want eradicated from everything. Because I just hate Marie so much. But that's my peeve. Marie, because she's just the worst. When people just, like, completely disregard... Like, weight a scale in, like, a...
I'm totally going to pay attention to that now and
You'll find it's true.
Yeah.
Comedy Button makes jokes about it because they're in the video game world, and it like mostly applies to video games. The site IGN, which is a video game rating site, they do that. Like their low score,
probably
is
because
6.
most of those people have worked on video games, so they know how much they put into it. So even the fact that you got a video game made probably pushes you up past
there's
5.
an incentive.
Yeah.
And if you were to apply the scale to words, I mean, 1 is I want my money back.
Right.
10 is I'll probably play this for the rest of my life.
Every day. Yeah.
Skyrim. The Skyrims of the world.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's
And then
my
a 5 is like the Stanley Parable. It's a good novelty.
Hey,
It is a good novelty. It's a fun game, but I couldn't play it all day.
I think for what
That game's... I'd give that game a 7.
It's neat.
On a Jody... I'd give that game a 3 on a Jody scale of Star Wars.
Star Wars. This hurts. I think the Stanley Parable, you have to take in a intent. That's not a game that you're meant to play like every single day for the rest of your life. They didn't design it that way.
Right.
It was just a game like, hey, we have this really awesome idea, and I think they executed it perfectly, which I think goes a long way. So I would give it higher, personally. But this is not a Stanley Parable cast. This is Peeves and Q's. Speaking of Peeves, do we have one from our super special guest, Carmen Sandiego?
I do. I have one.
I'm so excited.
It's my social media pet peeve.
Oh my gosh.
So I'll make it more general. People who overshare on other people's Facebook posts.
Ooh.
That's making it pretty general.
Yeah.
So
I think I actually, because I keep a list of
obnoxious.
peeves to pull
Yes.
out if I can't think of one for
Yes.
the week, that is on there. When like someone like you
hijacks your post.
Yeah.
And it's like you're having a conversation with 30 other people, go away.
that, or they start fighting on your post.
Right.
Gone.
Right.
Yeah.
Where you like open the door to like a fight, and then you're just like, I'm not involved in this anymore.
Like I did that once, and I'll let you get into your people a little bit right after the story. Like I posted my picture of I got my flu shot, and then someone's like, "Yes, everybody get them." And then like the person under that is like,
Oh,
no,
no,
never get
don't
that.
get
And it's like I didn't mean to start anything.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah. I read yours. Yeah.
I don't know. I'll be a little vague. I posted a Facebook post about having clean social media pretty much because employers are looking at your social media.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
It's
Yep.
true.
It
And
is.
a mutual friend, we'll say. Friend very little.
A frenemy.
We'll use it loosely.
Friends on Facebook, anyway.
What
Facebook
we
friend.
truly just love to watch and see what happens.
What is your life?
Train wreck.
Yeah.
Was saying that was like a wrong statement. How would you say it was?
Well,
it was very.
It's because you were.
I was very diplomatic. I will say
Absolutely.
because I'm not going to
Yeah.
I'm not going to engage with people on Facebook because that's something that I just don't.
Right.
do.
She
But-
made such a good point that you do have to go back to the MySpace era.
Yes.
Clean it up if it's bad.
The MySpace era.
Delete that shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this person made a comment that like that's like judging somebody based on their yearbook. Yes, if you
Like,
got
my past
suspended
made me
for
who I am. Yeah.
bringing a bomb, yeah, they're gonna look at that.
That's
It
going
was
to be
crazy.
pertinent information.
Yeah. So
I just,
yeah.
I just
a good
can't. It bothers me so much.
Yeah.
But I wasn't going to engage because I mean,
That's half.
why?
That's yeah.
yeah. Why?
Yeah. A lot of the protocol for online stuff is just like ignore. and it will go away.
Yeah. Take that advice.
I do now.
Yeah.
All right.
You can hide them.
Good peeve. Yeah,
peeves.
that is. I think that's very.
A great round of peeves, guys.
Good
Making
job.
the world a better place.
Yeah.
One peeve at a time.
One peeve at a time. Hopefully, everyone listening will share this with their friends, and then everyone listening from there will be like, let's never do any of these things that are on the peeve.
All one of them.
Google yourself. I highly recommend
Ooh.
it.
That's a good. Yeah.
I've done that, and it's always the picture of a forum. That's the first one picture that comes up.
And if you can take it down, take it down. It's bad.
Whenever I try to Google myself, I get the actor who played Andy from the Child's Play movies, which when I first learned about that was scary. Because I kind of look like Chucky. So, sorry.
That's what I'm going to see tonight when I roll over.
Right.
No, you don't.
I have red hair.
Just because
You're
you have red hair.
significantly taller.
Thanks. Everyone who
Chucky doesn't have glasses.
Everyone who has red
Or
hair.
a beard. And his head's all cut up. Your head is not cut up,
Yeah.
to my knowledge.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know. You don't know what I do to him. Never
Everyone's
mind.
got their king.
Yeah.
Everyone who has red hair looks like everyone else who has red hair, according to anyone else.
You look nothing like
Who's?
He doesn't have red hair. I don't care what he
got
says.
red hair.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't.
I don't think he does.
It has.
Auburn
It has got less red over the years. It used to be orange, like Alex's.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
The second half of the title is Q's, which stands for
questions.
questions. Good job.
Did you have to think about it?
No, you get a cookie. Later. So, who wants to ask the first question?
I'll start. Then we'll just keep it
Cool.
the same way that we start. Okay, mine hopefully will be really quick and easy. What is your? You're gonna love this question. What is your go-to karaoke song?
Ooh. Oh, God.
This is a great question.
I don't like to do karaoke. I will do karaoke if I have had at least 2 drinks and I am with a certain group of people. I will do karaoke.
We've never done karaoke together.
Because you're not part of the specific group. I mean, you could be, but
He is by extension.
yeah, through me, you are part
It's
of
an
that.
honorary title.
But if I ever were to do karaoke, of course the song that I would pull out is Hit Me With Your Best Shot by Pat Benatar.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Do you want to give us a
Classic.
Okay.
Do you want a karaoke for us? No. First glass of wine. Not even, because I filled it up. But
So wait until episode 3 of Peeps and Q's. And
Yeah.
we'll get a hot Pat Benatar cake. That's really funny.
I sing on this show all the time, actually. So, whatever. So that's my song that I would go
That's
to.
a good one.
So I have 2 go-to songs. One is when I'm karaokeing with family. The other is when I'm not.
I totally understand. Yep.
When I karaoke with my family, I always sing "Picture" by Kid Rock and Sheryl Crow because me and my mom sing it together.
I almost did that for a high school talent show.
Hey, I'm
By
still
yourself?
just looking for a girl to sing it with me. Like that
I'll
is-
sing it with you.
That
Okay.
is a part of the
your mom not a
dream
girl?
relationship is like singing that song together at karaoke because we had too many. But the song that I go to often is "Old Red" by Blake Shelton. I'm not a particular country fan, but I can do country well, and it's just a good icebreaker song to get the confidence up.
Nice.
That's cool. To relate it back to me, because I have a complex and everything does, I don't know either of those songs. So do with that information
you
as
probably
you will.
know Picture.
Yeah.
Don't know picture.
The name sounds familiar, but I don't know.
I threw your picture away.
There's 2 versions of it. There's like a rock. Isn't there like a rock version and like a country
Yeah.
version?
I don't want to listen.
There's like an extended version,
It's-
special
Listen to
cut,
it.
back
A
in the
director's
back
cut, yeah.
in the Disney vault,
It'll be really something.
It's one of the great Kid Rock songs.
and Sheryl Crow.
Well, yeah, she is.
Well,
That's cool.
it's the only Sheryl Crow song I know.
Also, yeah, I do the thing where it's like if it's around family, I have one song, and if it's not, like anything goes. If it's not family, because
Anything
Anything
goes.
goes.
it's anything
See?
goes.
I sing all the time on this show.
Isn't the show called Anything Goes?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Although it's a
Ocean.
female song.
Who cares? Okay. Yeah.
If you got the range,
That's
do it.
not my song. My song is Frank Sinatra's "My Way."
Great
I
song.
my
That just reminds me of like Georgia the Jungle with Brendan Fraser.
because that's
It's at
is
the
that-
end. It's the tag at the end. The gorilla sings it.
Have you seen Sing?
No,
Seth MacFarlane does a cover of My Way.
I've heard that.
It is so good.
You came over and
Yeah, I showed it to you because it's so goddamn good.
Yeah, it's really good. He's got a good voice.
He does.
He does.
He has a good voice.
And yeah, he's wasting it doing what he's. I mean, he's not wasting it. He's a millionaire.
I mean, he's a voice
Obviously,
actor.
yeah,
he made his million.
but he really could.
He could release an
Dude,
album.
yeah.
He sang
could
on
do
the Frank Sinatra concert thing that was on TV, I think.
Yeah.
Yep. Almost popped it.
My favorite type of song, genre of song, is songs that build, that start off really soft and slow and get more and more intense. And My Way is the perfect building song.
Have you heard In the Ghetto by Elvis Presley?
No.
You would like that song.
In the ghetto.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Check it out.
You sing a lot of Billy Joel.
Billy Joel, I'm a huge Billy Joel fan.
Yes, Billy Joel.
Yeah, Billy Joel. We played Rock Band once, and I did You May Be Right, which is an awesome song, but it's not the best Billy Joel song. The best Billy Joel song is a toss-up between For the Longest Time and that other Billy Joel song.
Let's see. There's several. There's Piano Man.
That's it. Piano Man. It's Piano Man or For the Longest Time. Hard to tell.
Between those.
Piano Man isn't Neil Diamond?
No, it's Billy Joel.
shit.
Sing us a song.
Billy Joel is
Totally thought it was Neil Diamond.
Nope, that's what is it? Sweet Caroline? Neil Diamond?
He has a ton of songs.
No, that's Neil Young.
It's a Neil anyway.
Yeah.
So, My Way.
Young, Diamond, Armstrong. They're all the same.
Right. If more Broadway songs were available at most karaoke places, then Till I Hear You Sing from...
They are.
I love that song.
You just have to ask because we have done two. We've done All That Jazz and we've done
Yeah.
Sala Tango.
Okay, well, those are
Those are
breakout
Chicago.
songs from Chicago. Love Never Dies, the sequel to Phantom of the Opera, is one.
They have
Yeah,
those.
it's incredibly obscure.
Yeah.
And terrible.
And, garbage, yeah.
But that song is amazing.
That song, Till I Hear You Sing.
Alex and I have had this dream about opening a Broadway bar
Yes,
where
we've-
people can
Yeah.
come and sing.
Yeah. Broadway
Like, you know,
songs.
and call it curtain call. So everybody comes after the show,
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
Because fuck every place that we go because they're
Literally.
awful. They're awful.
Yeah. Country music. Just
And
awful.
hate
know who
us.
you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
You're
we-
literally a miles that way. Yeah.
But that's another song that builds, and I love it. And
Yeah.
I think I do that song very well. So
If I knew that Broadway songs were on the table, oh man, I would definitely do pretty much anything from Next to Normal or Murder Ballad.
oh yeah, Next to Normal's great.
Oh my god, I'm Alive? Holy shit, that'd be fun as hell.
That was pretty good. Pretty good. We'll talk about it later. Anyway, who?
No. What did I sing? I sang Any Way You Want It. The last
That's a
time
great
we were
one.
at
Yes.
Autumn.
Wow.
Jody?
We
not
sang that
by
together.
No,
REO Speedwagon.
It is not.
You know who it's by. It's why I said not by REO Speedwagon, because you always get these two
I
mixed
will
up.
say.
Oh, I hate this.
It's like Quest, but different.
AC/DC? No.
It's-
Time Out? I don't even know.
It's like Quest,
Heart?
but different.
Journey. Okay.
Yeah, good on. You always get those two mixed up. You're always like,
Every song I was it's REO Speedwagon.
Faithfully comes on. Ooh, I love REO Speedwagon. No, what's going on? That's not what's happening.
Because they have that everywhere.
I know.
I don't know. Broadway songs, anything. I just want to belt something, so.
Yeah.
Pretty
Anything that gets loud.
I mean,
Yes.
I don't think anything tops.
you are the tops.
Song? No.
What?
I almost said Notice Me Horton. That's not the one.
All
though.
for You?
All for you.
Oh, if they had that at karaoke, that would be my
All for
Because
You.
everyone would go, oh my god, it's the girl from Seussical. She's
I know
the
her.
bird.
She's doing the Seussical song.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, God. Now you know who I am.
Yeah, yeah. Oops.
God.
Secret anything? Not revealed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
anyone from the area that happens to know.
Dude, Jordan's the one
Obscure
who gives
community
away
leader.
where we are all the time.
Oh, yeah.
All the time. He's like, oh, you know, that road where I live.
Can we do like a mini best of for a second? Not
where
like the whole thing.
where Jordan
Yeah.
completely tells where we are.
Yeah, he was like, I think it was something like, I transferred from this one school to this one school, and then said the name of it, and then you said the name of it again, and I have to bleep those out because I don't want them to know where we are, and so we were all like, bleep, we just made a bleep joke, and then you were like, yeah. And then you said it again, and we were all just like,
Yes, I remember.
stop saying it.
Stop.
So, it sounded really funny when I finally did leave everything out. Go listen to it, it's like episode 6 or whatever.
Yeah, something really close to that.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
So-
Want It is a great song.
Yeah, but I actually hardly ever sing.
Okay, but
If
is
it's
that
not with
one
us.
that you If like
I think
you went up there,
Yes.
you
I think I can sing it really well.
I mean, you do. Yes, you do. But I just all three of us sang it
Because they always have it, and I can sing it really well.
Yeah.
Oh, no, wait. Drops of Jupiter by Train.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oof.
I mean,
Great song.
any Spice Girl song.
Oh, yeah.
Or Dirty Pop. It's always a good one.
Jordan, can you name all 5 Spice Girls?
Yes! Quiz, go! Can you name all 5?
Gary,
There's one.
Spice,
Scary Spice?
Sporty Spice,
Nice! 2?
pepper, oregano, garlic. I don't know.
Pepper Spice, oregano Spice.
I quiz Alex like at least 3 times a year. I'm like, okay, go, name all
Do
the
you,
Spice.
do you
he
know who
always
NSYNC is? Pause.
Yeah.
I do know who NSYNC is.
Do you know they're different from the Backstreet Boys?
Yeah, right.
Yes,
That's
I don't remember which one is which.
Yeah,
I
that's
mix them
okay.
up a lot,
We
but
We have
I
a
know
mutual
that
friend that did not know who they were.
One
Okay.
is Justin Timberlake.
I was going to say, which one is Timberlake? Is
and
he
then the
NSYNC?
other one is not. Because
Justin Timberlake is in NSYNC.
that's what I
Yes.
thought. Okay.
And then
And also
Nick,
the second-
Nick Carter is Backstreet Boys, and that's all you need to know.
And I don't really care about Nick Carter or the Backstreet, but I love me some
I mean,
JT.
I love
Oh, yeah.
Jesse Chazé was always my favorite.
Yeah, but I don't like him anymore.
Why?
I thought he was really cute, but then he was on the America's Next, whatever, the
Oh,
dance crew
the,
show.
yeah.
And he was
America's
annoying.
Best.
I didn't like
Oh,
him.
I liked him because he was like, you really suck at what you do. I don't know. He's real.
Abrasive.
See,
Yeah.
I prefer the black boy bands, Boys to Men.
Nice.
What's the Temptations? They were black, right? Okay, good.
And they were all men.
Well, yeah.
Close enough. I guess that makes them a
the
boy
Jackson
band. even though
5, you
they're
know.
Oh, them, yeah. Overrated. No, just kidding. Cool. That was a good question.
Thank
That was
you.
a really good question.
That's a good question. Is Fall Out Boy a boy band?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
They are technically a
Yeah,
band.
They are a band of boys.
Ask me to name a single Fall Out
O-Town.
Boy song.
You know,
Name
O-Town,
a
right?
single Fall Out Boy song.
O-Town.
Oh,
I'm sure they have a song called
Ashley
Fall Out Boy,
98
right?
degrees. Yeah.
You're joking, right?
I don't know a single
You
Fall Out Boy.
seriously can't name
What?
one?
No.
It's Adam who likes Fall
They've
Out Boy.
released so many albums with
Yeah.
so many.
Do you
They're on the radio
do you know
now.
how many bands there are
Thanks
that have
for the-
released a ton of albums?
Thanks for the Memories is probably the one you know the
Oh,
most.
yep. And
yeah.
it's like spelled without any vowels in the title. It's
Yeah.
super annoying.
You couldn't
Okay.
get away from what is it? My song "So What You Did in the Dark." Could not escape
Oh.
that song when it came out.
Yeah, I remember. See,
I like
I know all of these songs. I just
Aren't
don't
they
remember where they're
Bachelor?
from.
Isn't that them?
I don't know.
Death of a Bachelor. Who's that?
No, that's Panic
That's
at the
Panic
Disco.
at the Disco.
Panic! Exclamation point at the
At the
disco.
disco.
Yes, Panic.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Who's no longer really a band, just kind of Brendan Urie doing his thing.
Which I'm fine.
That's all that
He
matters,
also
yeah.
sang for the Frank tribute.
Can you
Dude,
name all
can
the
sing.
Fall Out Boy people? No, all I can name is
No.
Pete Wentz. That's the only person.
And
That's like
Patrick
name the
Stroud.
members of Paramore.
There's a
Haley
girl
Williams.
and then some guys.
They're interchangeable. It doesn't matter.
yeah.
Who can name all the members of Nirvana?
Kurt Cobain and
David
Courtney
Bowie.
Love.
Oh.
No,
Courtney
I'm
Love.
kidding. I'm kidding.
My track coach in
Yeah,
high
those are the
school
only
used
two
to
that
say
anyone cares
Courtney
about.
Cobain.
Who cares about?
I mean, whoever's in the Foo
Just be like,
Fighters
Courtney
and then
Cobain,
add
walk
Kurt
away.
Cobain. That's Nirvana.
Sure. That's nice.
That's great. Don't you have a theory about Kurt Cobain?
Courtney Love killed him. That's not like,
my
that's-
track coach used to just say that
Yeah,
randomly.
right.
Just like Courtney killed Cobain.
Yeah.
Walk away.
That's what, yeah, it's like, you're just going to leave that there, huh? All right, cool. I guess we'll...
That's like us saying like OJ did it.
OJ did it.
I'm like, I'm 14, I don't know what's happening.
That's not my
Who's
theory,
Cobain?
by the way.
We talked about it recently, and
Yeah,
I thought you
yeah.
had more of a theory than that.
I mean, I could go into it, but we'll have a long podcast if I do. There's a lot of evidence. It's Occam's razor. It's easier to think that she did than it is to think that it was a suicide, because there's just less.
I believe that.
Yeah. So,
Nice.
who wants to talk more about Kurt Cobain? Or who wants to move on?
Everyone.
Everyone, yeah.
I mean, man was great.
He was. He was a legend. Died the same year I was born, so I'm pretty sure I'm him. That makes sense,
Well-
right? Everyone goes with that.
I mean, you're
You better
not.
watch out because you also have a psycho girlfriend.
Yeah,
So
seriously.
Ooh, careful.
Never done heroin. That's a difference.
can we please move on?
Okay,
to
yes,
the
let's
next
move on.
question?
So that was a good question. Do you want to pose a question for the, what is it, for the something of the Midnight Society?
What?
The longest silence
just
ever
move on,
on
just move on.
podcast history.
There's one person out there who's laughing their head off right now.
Yeah, our one viewer.
Our one
that
viewer.
obscure reference.
Yeah, right.
I will find it.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh man, I had a question earlier.
I have one.
I was gonna say we can swing the other
Yeah,
way.
Yeah, we
let's
can
swing
move on.
back around. I'll remember it.
Do you want to go or do you want me to go?
Like, have her go.
I'm just asking.
I'm gonna go because the answers might be short.
Okay.
Has anyone watched Riverdale?
Oh, no.
I want everyone to watch it. Does anyone know what it is? Go watch it. 9 p.m. on the CW.
That is the...
I don't want it to be canceled. It's the Archie comic.
the Archie show.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. That
Isn't it
sounds
like super
interesting.
adult, though? I heard it was like super adult. Or not adult,
It's
but
like teen soapy,
Yeah.
murder mystery.
Oh, so like
they're in
Pretty
the
Little Liars. Yeah,
But they're in today, but they throw in like 50s slang every now and then, so it's interesting. But
nice.
I'm liking it. It's on.
Oh, so
episode
you're
3.
just putting out a PSA for people to go watch it.
Watch it because I don't want it to get canceled.
I have a show that I want to plug at the end of
Let's do that. Shows you don't want canceled.
Watch Riverdale.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great question.
But also, am not a comic book reader at all.
Okay.
So has anyone read the Archie comics? Because I was familiar with them, like
There
pop
are
culture.
2 movies over there.
Yeah, we
of
can get
Archie
them when we can
comics.
watch them.
We can actually watch them.
That'd be fun.
Like really old ones. so
Like
we
I
can
know
watch it.
Betty and Veronica and Josie and the Pussycats and all that, but does anyone?
I know Josie and the Pussycats.
Josie and the Pussycats were from...
Yes. It's the same
I saw the
universe.
movie
And they're
back
in
in
the
like
show.
the 2000s.
I watched the cartoon.
Yeah, me too.
Yep, I remember that.
Look at that. Look
the
at
show-
that. He even knows.
Wow.
It was from like it was.
And I didn't even have
It was like
memories
yeah,
back then.
yeah.
Yeah,
The
really.
90s.
Yeah.
Well, I saw it in the 90s.
So yeah, I think it's from the 70s, but yes.
The show Gotham, which I'm a huge fan of, is set in the modern...
Mackenzie.
Yeah. It's set in the modern day, but like it feels like it's the 20s or whatever. They like throw a lot of stuff back, so... Maybe that's like becoming a thing, just like shows that are set today but feel
Well, Bates
like
Motel.
Yeah,
Bates Motel. Isn't that like set
Yeah.
in the time?
It's set
Oh,
today,
it's-
like with iPhones and stuff. But it's
the
in this town
precursor
that's kind of
to-
in the 50s.
It's
Okay.
the precursor to
Psycho.
Psycho.
So like in the canon of this show, Psycho would happen in like 2020 or something.
Probably.
I don't know what the timeline is.
it's the
but, like,
it's the
he's
final
in high
season
school.
coming out right now. So
Oh.
I'm sure like that very last thing is going to be what's her face pulling up in the parking lot and like, can I get a room? Yeah. Oh my god, I called it.
Oh, here's
I
a good
don't
question.
know what it
Okay,
is.
prediction. Yeah, you've
go-
never even seen it.
To go along with my plug, here's a good question. Why are there so many reboots of classic things going on right now? My theory is the same thing that happened during like World War II. It was escapism. Everyone wants like fantasy and things like that became very popular during that time. So are we in that time again?
I'll go.
Okay.
A, yes, and B, I think a lot of what we're seeing about you, like you're talking specifically reboots of like things from the past. A lot of the people that grew up on them are now in
That's my theory. Exactly.
the industry, so they're
So
reaching the point where
so they get to choose what,
Yes.
and he always picked what made you happy. Aesthetic Power Rangers coming out.
I was
so
going to use that as an example.
and original Power Rangers.
You
not-
haven't watched any of the trailers.
I watched the one where they paired it with the original soundtrack, and that's the only one I've seen.
No.
But I have been gawking at posters
yeah.
like all day today because they were all over Instagram.
Do you
And
know who
I love
Becky G
it.
is?
No,
That's she's like a singer/rapper, but she's an actress now. Apparently,
is she Kimberly?
the yellow? Not the Yellow Ranger.
Trini.
Treaty.
I don't know if that's her character name in the. In
No,
the
it
movie
is.
too.
It is.
Okay.
Okay. I got you. Do you have an answer for the group?
I do. I think that it is a combination of two things. One, people are terrified to try anything new with
Yes.
big budgets.
Oh, yeah.
Like if you invest $100 million in something, you want to make $100 million.
I mean, look what happened. Superman versus Batman.
Batman v Superman.
But-
Dawn of Justice.
The other thing is, theater, and by extension film and television, has never changed. Ever. If you watch a comedy today, it is about sex and dicks. If you watch a Greek comedy, it's about sex and dicks. Theater doesn't change. It's the same thing being redone with new characters and new stories and kind of somewhat new things just because of time passing, but it's the same base.
I can agree with that because Greeks,
Yeah.
like, would kill everybody. And we still have those Game of Thrones.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everybody dies.
Also, fun fact about Greek theater, their comedies were called satyr plays. So called because the men would wear goat pants and then have giant fake dicks.
That is
What are goat pants?
Like just pants made of goat hide. 'cause
Okay.
satyrs would have men have
I
goats.
didn't know if they just took a goat and put it on like a dead goat.
Pants of goat.
Yeah,
Jordan,
I don't know.
that is a very fun fact.
It is.
It is a furry.
Which is why I will never say dick jokes are immature. They're simply classic.
Yeah, that's true.
Alex hates fart jokes.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that, unless
never
it's
laughed
just
at
like out of the blue.
Oh yeah,
It's
like
really
if you do
funny.
it right, I guess. But like in general, if someone's just like, "Let's throw in a fart here," I'll just be like, "It's not funny." Now I'm just like, you're better than this.
Yeah, I don't like Master of Disguise.
Yeah.
I think that's hilarious. You hate it. Scooby-Doo, I hate it. Like, I hate that. And if you haven't seen those movies, you won't get it. But
you know what would be great? Like, a serious, like, Daniel Day-Lewis versus the late Philip Seymour Hoffman having just an argument, a heated discussion, and then just
let me tell you, I don't care.
Lets one loose.
But
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
like-
care really either.
And then he just leaves the room.
Right.
That would be great comedy. Comedy gold.
I'll take your word for it
Just
on that
watched
one.
Last of the Mohicans the other day.
I just watched Twister, and apparently he's in that movie, and makes me really angry.
Philip Seymour Hoffman's in everything.
Yeah, he'll just show up places.
He was all over. He was Pacha.
In.
That
Emperor's New
ruins
Groove.
it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why?
No.
he wasn't. John
That's
Goodman.
John Goodman.
Oh my god, that is John Goodman. I always mix up their voices.
I was like, no, you will never take anything away from John Goodman. He's a god.
Yeah, John Goodman is great. But no, I was doing research on him because one of my professors told me to look into him as far as like what I can do as an actor.
Connor should be doing that. He looks exactly like him.
Yeah,
He played the scum of the earth character always. I'm like, yes, such good work.
Yeah.
I was listening to another podcast, which I won't plug because you should only be listening to this one, audience. I don't
That's a
remember.
lie.
I actually don't remember.
Romano podcastic around this household.
That's a bold-faced lie.
But they were talking about movies and how people are like, why are they making so many like movies that are based on books now? Why are they adapting so many books? It's like the first movies that we made were based on books. If you go back and look
Yeah.
at every single classic film, they're all based like The Godfather, Jaws.
very, very few
Jurassic
things are
Park.
original material.
Shakespeare were.
Yeah.
They were books.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They were
Shakespeare-
stories.
Or based
They
off
weren't
of myths.
necessarily.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
they
they're-
weren't
and they-
necessarily scripts. They
Yeah,
were.
and even then, they were based off of other things.
Yeah.
So like,
I have a crazy Shakespeare fact.
Tell me.
Blew my
Yeah,
mind
me
when I
too.
heard it.
Yeah.
When Shakespeare wrote plays, he did not write scripts.
He just wrote.
He wrote your dialogue on a scroll and gave it to you. He gave you like the last 3 words before you started talking of the other person's dialogue.
Oh shoot!
And
Can
you just
imagine?
did it
so you have to be listening to the other actors
super hard.
Yeah.
And
That's
that's
what
why
we should do nowadays.
Yeah.
So
that's
we
why
can-
Shakespeare wrote all the stuff in the monologue, like where to breathe, how to move, stuff like that. Because A, he was usually in the productions because they didn't really have directors at the time, and B, there were no scripts because that would have taken forever to hand write 30 scripts.
That makes a lot of sense.
So he just wrote your role,
Yeah.
which was on a roll, hence where the term comes from.
Ah!
Yep,
You are
that's a
absolutely
thing.
blowing my mind right now.
That, like, because I'm in a Shakespeare class right now, and my professor said that, it fucking blew my mind. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I would so struggle.
My first Shakespeare fact that I always remember is that he was born and died on the same day.
Yep.
Really? That's awesome.
Schooled.
Mark Twain, fun fact. He was born when Halley's Comet was in orbit, and before he died, he said, I arrived with Halley's Comet, and I shall leave with it, and then he died 6 days after it left
Nice.
our view.
That's dedication.
Go Mark
to-
Twain.
Yeah. Cool.
The first American writer.
Question.
Everyone else sucked.
In Tom Sawyer, are there any African American people?
Yeah,
In the
of course.
script. In the script of Tom Sawyer. Not Huck Finn. I know there is in Huck Finn. Is there in Tom Sawyer?
Oh.
Think so?
Yeah.
Could have waited till after this podcast ended. Because we're thinking about doing it at the theater.
Okay.
Yes.
But we don't genuinely
Yeah, it's a pretty white part
generally
of
have, like...
pretty right part of town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's pretty good.
I would say
Just use shoe
I would think so,
polish.
too. Stop!
you can edit that part.
Yeah.
No, that's
Olives?
comedy gold.
I don't support that.
So, good question. Yeah.
You got one?
Yes, I do. I have a few. I'm trying to decide
Pick
which ones I
one.
want to ask now and which ones I want to ask later.
Flip
I'll go
a
with
coin.
one. I'll go with this one. What is something, and it can be any type of thing, that is a guilty pleasure of yours? This could be-
Riverdale, 9 p.m. CW. Watch it.
It can
Like
be,
that you're embarrassed of, maybe? That, like,
Whatever-
you wouldn't tell other people?
I was going to stipulate, like, also, what do you constitute as a guilty pleasure? Because I know that it can go in some different directions. Mine is something that's like, for me anyway, it's something that I really enjoy, that I, like, love, but I would hesitate to, like, put my recommendation to it, because if other people check it out and they're like,
Oh, yeah, okay.
So, I will go. There is a show also on the CW that I recently discovered that is one of my favorite shows right now.
Is it Jane the Virgin?
It's not Jane the Virgin. I've not seen
That
that.
would just be the best.
It's Crazy Ex-Girlfriend,
Oh,
Okay.
yes. Okay.
which is a musical TV show, which is unique, and it's all original music, unlike Glee. And I don't know if that.
But similar to Empire.
Yes,
Which you
similar
still need to
Empire,
watch.
Which I still need to watch. Yeah, it's on my list. But this show is amazing because it first starts out and it like feels kind of weird. It feels. I told Connor, who's not here, unfortunately, he cannot be with us today.
He's resting in peace
He's
right
resting in
now.
peace, right? That it like the production quality feels like it's more like a web series than a TV show at first, but because it just kind of, there's something just a little like off about it when it first starts. But then as it goes down, they kind of find their footing. And now like season 2 just wrapped up like last week or the other week, and it has like one of the most amazing twist endings to a season I've ever seen. And
Ever. We haven't finished Grey's Anatomy, so you just wait.
okay, well we'll see about that.
No one died.
It's a really good show. It's super funny, and also it starts to get like really dramatic, and they like are able to pull it off. The character of Paula is the greatest character in any fictional thing ever. So, if you are looking for a show to watch, Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
So you would call that a guilty pleasure because not everybody would like it?
Yes, that's why I like hesitate to put my recommendation to it because I would worry that some people would not find it as entertaining as
My
I
mother?
Oh yeah, well
That show's
your mom thinks
stupid.
that show's stupid. But like I can imagine people like watching this thing and being like, "Are you serious? Like this is a show that you like? Did I watch the wrong show or whatever?" But
Mine is a similar thing. It's a TV show.
Mine's also going to be a TV show.
My guilty pleasure is the Trailer Park Boys because it is a fantastic mockumentary about 3 Canadians who live in a trailer park and are just
What
absolute
station is
fuck-ups.
this on?
I think it was HBO,
Oh, okay.
and then
That's why I haven't heard of it. Okay.
yeah,
and then now it's all on Netflix.
Okay.
Actually, now it's a Netflix series because HBO dropped them.
Right.
It's super low production quality. It's dumb. It's silly. The characters are nonsense. The writing's not fantastic, but I love it so much because something you can just turn on and like enjoy. Enjoy 3 people trying to stumble through life.
well that sounds fun.
Yeah. And I don't really recommend it to people that often because it's an acquired taste.
Yeah, I get that.
Definitely. Mine is also a TV show, but I'm going to take it a step further that I only will fully get into the enjoyment of watching what I watch. Project Runway Jr.
Boo.
Face Off was my other one, but a lot of people watch Face Off, and a lot of people watch Project Runway, but I don't think a lot of people watch Project Runway Jr. And I like it. Exactly. I like it more because, adults can do whatever, and they like say nasty. These kids are just like out there, and they're just like, all I want to do is design. And I just am amazed that these kids can come up with like such good stuff and execute it very well. But I only really enjoy watching it if I have nothing else to do, which is hardly ever, and have to be in my Star Wars onesie, just because it's super comfortable. And yeah,
That feels like a stipulation that is not unique to that show.
yeah. But I wouldn't tell. I normally wouldn't tell people. I'm going to tell whoever listens to this now that hey, the second I get home, my clothes just explode off of me,
Right.
and the pajamas go on.
Yeah.
Which
They
I
are
know,
super
but
comfortable.
yeah, they are. So
I don't wear her pajamas. I have another pair that's exactly the same. But
he's a stormtrooper. I'm Darth Vader. We have battles
couples
every once in a while.
pajamas.
it's very adorable.
It was on my Christmas card this year.
It's so sweet.
gosh,
It
I
makes
have
me
it
need to brush my
somewhere.
teeth.
So yes,
There's no symbol to put on the back of this card.
I'm just gonna put
Another picture of us.
Yeah,
It's fine.
Project Runway Jr. Huh?
yeah.
Cool.
I just can't believe how talented these kids are, and they seem just all genuinely good kids. So it's good to see that. I like seeing that positivity.
Yeah.
It's good. I don't know if I have a guilty pleasure. I think I mean...
Everyone does.
You're just so
I don't
work
know.
motivated. You're just so
I try.
motivated
Okay,
person. Yeah.
I love to read the Gossip Girl books. That's kind of a guilty pleasure, I guess.
I
I read
believe
them.
that.
Yeah, because I read them for a project for school, and then I was like, "Oh, these are really good. I love them."
So you just reread them, or do they come out with new ones?
No, I reread them. The old
How many
ones,
are
the
there?
original. They're in the original series, maybe 10.
Oh
Don't
my
quote me.
goodness!
Whoa.
Maybe it's a lot of books.
Is that what is Gossip Girl? Is that like a TV show that...
What came out first?
The books came out first, and then they adapted it into a TV show that was... I mean, it didn't...
I feel like it was
similar. It was similar, but it wasn't exactly true to the source material.
Just like Game of Thrones, you know?
But yeah, I mean, I like the show, but like the books were genuinely really good, and they were controversial because they were maybe not age appropriate. I don't know.
That's cool.
They're good books.
The Gossip Girl books.
The Gossip Girl books. I can't.
When do you have time to read? When do you read?
Just before I go to bed. Yeah.
While she's driving. No big deal.
Yeah. Before I go to bed.
I wish that we were sponsored by Audible, like a lot of other podcasts, because this is a great like transition into
Tweet audio.
Not a sponsor. We're just fans.
Yeah.
I love Audible. Go buy the product.
Although they can sponsor us if they want to. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
I will have no advertisements on this show. I'll have you know.
It will if we can get some good mics. So.
Oh yeah. Well, if it gets us money, I'll do anything. Whatever.
I will only sell out for money.
Yeah. I won't sell out for anything, but like tons of.
I would love to read. I would love to read more. I started a book.
3 years ago.
No.
Are you talking about
I'm talking about it. My sophomore year of high school.
Movie book?
The clown movie book, right?
The Stephen King novel.
No, the clown movie.
No, the Tim Curry movie. Because anything Tim Curry is in is Tim Curry.
No. Even Home Alone 2 is a Tim Curry movie.
Yep.
Oh. Anyway, I started at my sophomore year of high school, and I have yet to finish that book. It's so long.
Luckily, you're going to be a senior next year, so it's been about like a year.
Been out of school for 3 years.
Yeah, this is a weird thing to explain to people. But yeah, you have tried to get me to read that book, but like you won't.
I won't let him like read it unless we're like camping
or on vacation camping, and so you have you got another copy of the book and gave it to me, and now it's like sitting right
there,
here,
right there, over,
right there.
Yeah,
and I can't read it.
Oh, I see it now. It's going to disturb me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yep, that movie only scarred my childhood for years.
I just see.
We watched it this past fall with Quaffman and left the entire time.
I did not remember how bad that movie.
Well, the production quality is so terrible.
Right.
Well, when it came out, it was a 6-part series on TV.
Yeah.
And so, you can tell we're the commercial break, and then we go back in, and what we kept laughing at. Every person faces the camera.
Oh yeah,
every single person. Nobody ever talks to you face to face. No, they're always facing towards the camera.
So many scenes where it's the group of people standing in a group,
all
facing the same way, talking to each other. And the camera sometimes it's just a wide shot. Sometimes it goes to one person's face.
I don't know. What do you think, Ben? I don't know, Ricky. I just think beep beep. Yeah, whatever. They're not even looking.
But no one's looking at each other. It's the weirdest, most unnatural.
Cheat out.
Yeah. Seriously.
Find your light.
Goddamn actors, find your light.
Seth Green was in that movie. Series.
What?
He plays young Ricky.
Oh, that's right. Mm-hmm. Right, I remember now.
Beep beep. Yeah.
And if you want to see a really, really good version of it, Stranger Things on Netflix is a fantastic TV show.
And they're coming out with a remake of it.
I was going to say, they're making
it. And it is going to be remade. I'm excited for that. Hopefully that'll be...
And it looks like it's going to try to be scary just for the sake of being scary.
I mean, I think it will end up looking really generic, like most horror movies today.
Yeah.
Personally.
There's this new movie coming out, and it's Get Out.
The movie with the interracial couple?
Yeah,
that was
by Jordan Peele. Written and directed by Jordan Peele. Why? Because it says it 3 goddamn times in the commercial. Jordan Peele. Don't be so selfish.
Wow.
Well, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
All of a sudden...
Of Key and...
Yes.
They start
Why is he
killing each other.
Exactly. I do not know.
Because he's branching out.
Isn't Keegan-Michael Key doing a lot of comedy stuff?
Yeah, because he's
House on USA.
Because he's good at it.
Yeah, he's funny. Well,
because he's good at it. Jordan Peele is just nowhere next to Keegan-Michael Key. No way.
It's really just... It's hard for me to imagine them apart. Whenever Keegan-Michael Key shows up in a lot of stuff.
Oh, he does.
He's a good actor.
I think he's really good.
He's an amazing actor.
He's a good dramatic actor. He has didn't he go to school for?
He went to Juilliard.
Yeah, acting. Yeah,
and he was in the Groundlings and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, he's one of the few actors that does believable but also incredibly entertaining to watch. Yeah. A lot of people can't do that.
Like Robin Williams.
But
black and thin and not Jewish
and probably taller, right?
Probably. Wasn't Jewish. Wasn't he? Oh, my bad.
Williams, the classic Jewish name.
No, Robin.
Yeah, because there wasn't this whole thing where every Jewish person in Hollywood changed their name. That didn't happen.
No, everybody has to fall into like a specific way of being in my mind. It makes things easier.
Robin Williams isn't fat either.
No, he
was. He was never fat.
He got out of shape.
He was full.
Yeah. He had a man body.
The genie was fat.
The genie was fat.
Which I was just talking with Alex about if our theater ever did Aladdin. I said, who are you going to audition for? And he says, I don't know, Aladdin. I said, you're white. And he said, I don't know the genie. I said, he's black. And he's like, Robin Williams isn't black.
No, he's never black.
I'm like, no, but the Broadway, he is.
He is on Broadway.
Doesn't have to be, but I'm just saying he is originally played by a very awesome black man.
Good luck finding anyone who looks like they might be in Aladdin to be in Aladdin around here.
Anyway, that movie looks stupid. Get Out.
Oh, right.
Is Stanley Tucci in that? In my mind,
yeah,
he was. Okay.
Yeah,
is he the dad?
Stanley Tucci.
Is it? It's the guy from Cabin in the Woods.
Maybe it's not him.
And The West Wing.
Woods.
The computer.
The guy,
He makes the bet on the mermaid.
Name. Yeah.
I don't know his name either.
That one.
I don't know.
He's Josh Lyman in my head, forever and for always.
Let's find out.
You know who Boulay Hill is.
We got a West Wing briefcase here. We can use this to do our research. Go on while you're waiting for me.
Anyway, I don't understand the premise of this movie, and the commercial does not make me want to go see it. I mean, it's got me talking about it, I guess. But
the idea is that there's some mystery going on about this town that is manipulating black people somehow.
Okay, but then they're like brainwashing them?
Something like that.
Doesn't that have Bing from Black Mirror? You don't watch Black Mirror. Why am I asking you? Black Mirror guy's in it.
For those of you at home, Dean just like went flying across Alex's face.
I hate everything that's happening right now.
And yeah, I don't want to waste my money and go see it because I know I'm not going to be into it.
I remember us watching the trailers for this now. I have absolutely no idea what the plot of this movie is exactly.
Have you seen The Box? With Cameron Diaz and James Marsden in it? That was disturbing.
That was James Marsden?
That seems, yeah.
It was like psychological thriller.
Yeah.
No. That's a scary
Like scary?
That was actually scary to me. Like The Conjuring was stupid.
Well, yeah. Well, I didn't go see that because, that looked dumb. But, yeah. Horror movies.
As far as I'm concerned, they can go away.
I know, you don't like them at all.
I don't. I think they're dumb.
Do you think they're dumb, or do you just not enjoy them?
I didn't know that The Box was going to be scary. A
lot of them nowadays are kind of dumb. Really generic. Cool.
I don't know. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I don't think I'm ever going to get over that one. That one was really scary.
VHS for me.
Yeah?
Yeah. That was a movie. I don't know if I've mentioned it on the podcast, but I talk about it a lot. How that was a movie.
I think we talked about it on our Halloween episode, but maybe not.
Spooktacular. That's the only movie that I've ever had to like pause in the middle of watching and be like, I need a break because this is just too intense.
I did that with Cabin Fever Spring Break because it was so disgusting. Yeah. Like gory? Just like yeah, like
no,
I can't. I just can't even.
Okay.
I mean, I can. It just isn't worth it. But
who asks a question next?
Our last question is Jordan.
A question that I remember now because I have the ability to remember things.
Really, it sounds like you're stalling.
But
really.
So, what is something new that you've learned, like honest to God, new that you did not know about before? This has been a while since we got together, so like, there's got to be something. Like, for example, I'm a fan of the YouTube channel Crash Course.
Yeah.
And I recently watched Crash Course Biology, and I learned so much shit about the human body. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even know what ATP was, and now I know it's, like, the most important thing in your body.
Mm-hmm.
ATP.
Adenosine triphosphate. It's what makes your body do everything.
Yep.
Right, I was going to guess identity triphosphate. What?
Nope.
Okay.
But no, it's just super amazing to me that, like, I knew none of this stuff, but it's so interesting.
Yeah, that always weirds me out. Like, thinking about, it's like, I have this body and I have all these organs and stuff, and I've never seen them.
Like, I finally... I finally learned what the use of the appendix is. Because it's apparently not a useless organ.
Yeah, that's what they say. It's coming back around.
They in fact believe
it's trendy again.
Because in your stomach you have good bacteria that helps you break down food. And so whenever bad bacteria gets in and makes you sick, your good bacteria retreats into your appendix where it's stored safely while you purge the bad bacteria. That way you don't have to create more good bacteria.
That's probably why you get appendicitis.
Yeah, because some of the bad gets in there and it gets inflamed. Mm-hmm. It's amazing. Like, this thing that I thought was useless in my body is actually, like, super important. And, if that's true, could be the cure for Crohn's disease.
Totally.
Because that disease is all about not having that bacteria, and if you inject it into the appendix, it should come out.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Totally. I'm going to base mine off of biology as well, because we went to, again, the Franklin Institute, and they have a whole, like, anatomy part. Like, we walked through a huge heart. And exhibit. And I, like, stepped onto this scale, and I didn't know what it was, and there was all these buttons, and I pushed the biggest button that was in the middle, and there was this huge tube in front of me. And all of a sudden, all this blood came flying out into the tube, and I was like, I literally was like, "What's going on?" And then I finally read the little sign next to it. It's like, the amount of blood that you have is based on how tall or how much you weigh and stuff like that. And I'm just like, oh, I always just thought that we had 2 quarts of blood. I think it must be more than that, because I think if you lose
6 liters,
something like that, because if you lose more than 4 quarts of blood, you might as well be dead. So it's something like that. So and I was just like, yeah, I guess that makes sense. But again, it was something that I didn't.
We have 8 gills. I don't know what a gill is, but I know we have 8 gills of blood.
Of blood? Gallons?
Gills.
No, we'd be so bad. Someone probably does.
Yeah. That's not it.
But yeah, to connect those things and be like, oh, okay, and to really put that in stone, right in front of my face in a tube, it was scary.
Yeah, it was, especially because we didn't know.
I didn't know what was gonna
do. So she's like,
blood everywhere, and I'm not even scared of blood, but
too much.
Yeah.
I would hope not. You work in a dentist office.
Now I see a lot of blood.
Blood everywhere. Ugh. The most bleedy part of people is their mouths,
especially if they don't take care of it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. See, floss your teeth.
Floss your teeth. It's important.
I know people say that it hurts. It hurts because you don't do it. So just do it.
I feel. Never mind. All right.
It's good for your heart.
It is. Same plaque that's in your veins that clogs and causes heart attacks. Same plaque that's on your teeth.
Gross.
School. There, you just learned your stuff now.
Yeah.
New fun fact to tuck away in the old back pocket. Mm-hmm. Love fun facts.
Do you have something that you've recently learned?
It's it's such a hard question. I'll probably come up with a better answer later.
Right.
I don't know.
Shit, we can always do multiple rounds.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll pass for right now, and I'll think of something solid.
I learned that Shakespeare would write on rolls the paper what lines are, and that's where the term roll comes from. I don't know. I feel like I don't know either. I feel
You're in school. What did you learn?
I learned that there's a class called statics, which is different from statistics, which I thought were the same class. That was just because I read them incorrectly. Turns out statics is all about
I must have something in my
the difference between static and dynamic characters?
Yes.
Well, static things are things that don't move, so it's like potential energy and stuff like that. Gravity and how things are
constants.
Yeah.
Rather than changeables.
Right. I'm going to have another class later called dynamics, which is how things move. And
so basically a class dedicated to constants and variables.
Sure.
That's insane. That's awesome. That's going to be either super fun or super boring.
Little column A. Depends on the...
That is your new catchphrase now.
It's a genie.
That's what I think. Yeah. Have some from column A, have all from column B.
That's literally a genie.
I mean, it's a pretty antiquated slogan.
It's Alan Menken.
I heard it from the comedy button, which I'm going to censor that because no listening to other podcasts.
You've already said it twice. You said it twice on this episode.
What was the other time?
You were like, on the comedy button, when they...
Oh, whoops. All right.
Video game rating.
Yes.
IGN, 7 out of 10.
Bring it back.
Bring it back. Also, comedy button joke. We have to get out of this hole. Anyway, that is my answer, statics, and it's one of the easiest classes I have right now. The other one is physics, and that class is...
It's an intense subject.
It is an intense
either.
subject,
I've always
especially
taken
when
chemistry.
the instructor
is an ass.
Science.
Yes, doesn't know how to instruct. I don't want to get into it.
Yeah.
What's your degree in? I've always wanted to ask you.
No. Advertising.
Okay. That's what I thought.
Yes.
Neat.
I didn't
Anyone
know
looking
it was
for an
like-
advertiser out there? We got
I know. We got it.
Hire me. It's Carmen Sandiego.
Carmen Sandiego.
I'm really easy to find on the internet.
Yeah. Ironically. Yeah.
Like super easy to find.
Yeah, you wouldn't think.
Okay. Something that I've learned is you have to give a new TV show 2 episodes because the pilot episode and the second
The
episode.
pilot episode is the worst.
Because it's not filmed in the same location
Oh,
and with the
exactly.
same budget as the second episode because
Exactly.
it's
And a lot-
before they got picked up.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Yeah, exactly.
yes.
A lot of times they'll film one and then take that to
Or
places.
changing character
They will
completely.
change a character. Yeah. So
Yeah.
give a show like Riverdale on the CW at 9 p.m. Give any show 2 episodes.
CW.
Alex always rags on me that I hate watching first episodes, and I never really
do not rag on you because I'm in the same boat you are.
Yeah, but you used to. You're like, why don't you ever want to watch the first one? Because that's where they introduce the characters
really,
and
really
everything. And
very, very
I'm like,
different.
I don't want to because it's so bad.
And oftentimes, if you're like in a house, it's a real house in the pilot episode, and in the second episode, it's a set.
It's a set.
Yeah, it's a
Sound stage. Yeah.
It's also why things change so drastically. For example, How I Met Your Mother is a very popular series, and there's a huge continuity error in that season 1, Marshall straight up says, I've never been in a fight before. And then a couple seasons later, it turns out he's like a super badass, and he fights all the time with his brothers. But stuff like that happens because, and the whole pilot episode theory, that they're all terrible, from the writing standpoint, and this comes from every writer I've ever talked to, you find your characters by writing.
Yeah.
And so they change because what your original plan was isn't going to work ever.
Speaking of the show Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, because we were talking about that, I'm going to bring it back. They have albums, which is like music from the show, and for some reason they have a commentary album, which is it's the album, but also with each song over it is the producers of the show talking and like the writers and everything about why they did these songs and everything, which is really interesting. And they talk about how they like had a hard time finding the voice of one of the characters until they wrote this song, which is "I Love My Daughter," but not in a creepy way, which is all about like songs where fathers talk about their daughters. They often like have like these undertones of like, this is weird, right? Like this is weird, but this is him saying that. And that's when they found that the character was somebody who was like so like self-conscious about the way they talk that they like have a hard time. They said have a hard time like ordering a pizza without like stumbling over themselves and sounding like an idiot. So it was just how they find their characters is by like working through them and everything.
Is there ever a certain type of person that you get nervous in front of?
This is a general.
Yeah, this
separate,
is just a
completely separate.
Yeah, this is a bonus question.
A type of person?
Yeah. I have what?
No, I would say no.
Yeah, I don't consider them my boss, but they come in.
This is a
like
specific
twice a
person,
month. Yeah,
not
this
a type of person.
Yeah, but I guess if I met another person like her, I would also be nervous. And I don't know what, and I hardly ever really have to talk to her, but when I do, it's usually like, hey, I have a patient in Op2 that needs to see you. And every freaking time I stutter. And I'm not a stutter person, so it's like,
Yeah.
no? Just
In
me?
the past,
Okay.
in the past, for me, yes. Now, no.
In the past, what was it?
Me being comfortable as far as like approaching different groups of people, I guess.
Okay.
Because I'm just used to it now, so it's
Yeah.
whatever.
Were you homeschooled? No. I didn't think so. I don't know why.
I was not homeschooled.
I mean, I'm not talking about
No, I was not. No.
Sorry to our homeschool.
Oh, you're that one listener. They stay home all day.
Well, that's
It's a
why they have so
viable
much time to listen to
option.
the show.
Yeah.
I get word stuttery, handshaky, nervous on dates. Yeah, right? Like, I seem like a pretty confident guy, and I am pretty confident. Like, I know myself well enough. But there's just
I'm
something
just so excited
about...
to, like...
There's just something
fall in
about
love.
dates where it's like... Because I am, at nature, romantic, right? But that's not something that's very common or popular anymore. So I never know how to dial it, like I don't know. I want to get the girl flowers. Do I do that, or is that weird? Like, it's a first date. Is that too much? Is that creepy?
It's ever weird.
What do I do with my hands?
Yeah.
I just get super freaked out because like I don't actually know how to date. I've kind of fallen sideways into every relationship. I've never dated.
If you find a way to date, you will never find someone worth dating, or that will lead past just dating. I feel like if you meet the person that's like, oh, I'm a pro at dates, they're never going anywhere. Yeah. So it's good that you don't know how to date, quote unquote.
Right. Well, that's the thing. Like, I don't get it because, like, I have no problem being in front of other people and just doing the most like crazy shit. I have sang in front of my ex-girlfriend a song that I wrote about our breakup, and it didn't bother me. I have sang a song that I wrote in front of my peers and classmates at the school about a time I got suicidal. Like, that didn't bother me. I have no problem doing all this deep shit. But dates, man. I just...
Those girls!
I get freaked out.
You read a poem that you wrote on this podcast.
Yeah, because I don't know. I'm confident, but not on dates. Mm-hmm. And it's weird because, like, I consider my confidence a positive attribute. And it just goes away.
Only takes one. Only takes one date, and then you're just set.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
I don't think we've ever, truly been on a date.
I mean, we go on dates.
Yeah, but not at the beginning.
Yeah.
I don't consider them dates, but...
I don't know that I have an answer to this question.
You really never in front of anybody.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm super conscious about, the way I am. I'm always, thinking about
so myself. It's everyone.
Yeah, but, I've just gotten so used to it.
But you're acclimated.
Right. I've just gotten so used to it that I'm just
You've changed, though.
Yeah, well,
Because you do say now, I don't care.
Right.
And you never used to say that.
Yeah, I've just gotten to the point where if, do we want to tell the story about the, time things? Did we talk about that? I don't think we did.
How to tell time?
No.
Oh. Well, you don't know how, so...
What? I do know how to. It takes me longer than most. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about today.
on an analog clock.
Yeah, I be 5,
Alex.
6, 7. Because I'm so used to that. I don't. Anyway, the point is
time.
How long ago things were.
Oh.
So, Jody and I will be having a conversation, and we will be talking about something that happened in the past, and I will say, this must have been a couple days ago, and she will be like, it happened on Tuesday. And most of the time, I'm just like, okay, and then we keep talking, but lately I've just been like,
does it matter?
Or we'll be like, a couple years ago we saw this show, that was 6 years ago. It's like, who cares? It does not matter how many years ago it was.
Because
some things matter, obviously, but most of the time when it's like...
What things matter, Alex?
Nothing
matters.
Okay. The point is, just, that's funny. I don't know why I'm talking about this. What were we talking about before?
What you think people care about?
I think people care about everything I have to say. That's the problem that I have.
You should get that checked out.
I do, yeah. Please, let's move on. Let's go. I hate everything.
Talk about awkward.
I know,
Jeez,
seriously.
You have been so awkward this entire
You're gonna have
episode.
to edit in some crickets.
Yeah. We have not...
We've never experienced, just long silences like this one. But it's fine.
We're usually pretty good about, keeping it going. Not today, though.
Yeah. We're not on a roll.
But tomorrow we'll be on a biscuit. See you later.
Ow, yeah, we have to end. This hurts. So, you can... Are we all done? Are we all good? Everyone asked a question. Everybody answered Peeves.
Yes, thanks.
Yeah, I'm pretty drunk.
What?
On water? On life? Yeah.
Oh, I turn water into wine.
Oh, damn. Wow, talk about being higher than yourself. But
So, you can find the show on Twitter. It is...
it seems like you're stalling for time.
It is at a specific... I am panicking.
Peeves and Q's.
Probably. Peeves and Q's.
Just Peeves and Q's.
Maybe. It's just
It's the email
I
address.
can't talk about Riverdale again. I can't.
No.
It's too much.
Yeah.
Been
Follow us on Twitter at Peeves and Q's.
Peeves and Q's.
And then if you have questions, you can email us at peevesandq's
podcast
at gmail.com.
That's right. There's no apostrophes in Peeves or Q's, so... It's just
also,
Q.
check out Mr. Red, spell it the long way, at Mr. Red Productions.
That's right. Mr. Red, spell it the long way, 2342. That's
on
at
Twitter.
Mr. Red 2342 at Twitter. Mr. Red Productions for things that are entertaining. There's a YouTube channel and everything. Anyone else have anything they want to plug? Anything going on?
No. Don't follow me. I don't tweet anyway.
Yeah, you don't.
You won't find me on social media because it doesn't exist.
If you do find me on social media, it probably won't accept your request, but you can try.
All one of you.
Should be right next to Waldo. So
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Terrible.
So who wants to... Yeah, it is. This whole thing's terrible. I think we should...
Shut
Shut
it
it
down.
down.
Nice.